Next up is me. Um, this is called I Want a Kiki, but my body says nope, not yet, or How the Gays Solved Oppression. I haven't done this in a while, so I might as well begin with a hookup story. This isn't a story about me hooking up during a pandemic. This is a story about a man who messaged me on a hookup app on Scruff yesterday. And the story is brief, and you may or may not know this, but I have a few patches of white hair on my head that have sprouted up, and the most prominent of these is right here above my right eyebrow. I think it looks distinguished and unique. My parents think it looks distracting. Boys tend to like it. Every time I go to the movies, one of the employees at the Lincoln Center AMC inevitably coos over it and tells me how cool it is. When people say, "Oh, I love your eyebrow," I respond, "Thanks, it came from immense stress," which makes everyone laugh regardless of the audience. It's my universal punchline. And yesterday, a man messaged me on Scruff, the hookup app for gays, and he said he's really into guys with vitiligo and do I want to hook up? And I'm not kink shaming, but I'm really curious what kind of fellas are into skin conditions. This is the Orange Terror Cycle, Part 3, Chapter 40. We have solved it. We have solved oppression. We've solved America's long-standing hatred towards anyone who's not a straight white man. I cannot believe it. Now, who is this we, you are asking yourself? Whomst are the legendary saints among us who bravely took it upon themselves to suture the bleeding wound of this nation's racist past? Whomst are the heroes we might unwittingly pass on the street who courageously said enough is enough, decided to once and for all proclaim that no one's free until we all are? Whomst are the future canonizations by the Vatican for miracles performed in the name of no justice, no peace? I am, of course, talking about white gay boys with BFAs in musical theater with less than 2,000 followers on Instagram. Now, we have a lot to discuss and get through here in my time allotted, so I'll do my best, and I will connect this all in the end, I hope, by the time I'm out of time. But I'm a year sober, and I haven't had a drink in a year and 6 days, so as a gift to myself for making it this far, I am going to Fire Island tomorrow for a week. I'm going to the Grove, Cherry Grove, and that's an important detail, because this weekend in the Pines, which is another neighborhood there, another gay neighborhood, there was debauchery, maskless, methed up, tons of men in close quarters debauchery, and it made me nervous, even though I know this type of messy behavior, unsafe, selfish, privilege rearing its head during a pandemic would not fly in the Grove. It's an important detail for me to distinguish because what was trending on Twitter was simply Fire Island and not the Pines where the trending videos were coming from. I am going to Cherry Grove, another gay neighborhood this week, not the Pines, and this is me justifying for myself to you that it's still okay for me to be taking this trip. I am giving myself this trip to remind myself how far I've come and to write a play. Anyway, this weekend was also the 4th of July, and despite all of the reasons to not be patriotic right now, I saw a lot of intellectually vacuous musical theater gays take to the internet to post what they consider hot takes. Selfies with them in close quarters with friends without masks on roofs, with captions like, "None of us are free until we are all free," or extended videos squelching bastardized patriotic anthems like "This Land Is Your Land" that are so riff-heavy, the original song's melody is nowhere to be found, squelching songs that would have their originators rolling in their graves, Woody Guthrie rising from the dead to punch these fellas in the face. And when I saw my timeline flood with folks like this, I did two things. And the first is something that I've been working on for a while, and that's I unfollowed them. I unfollowed them because my timeline shouldn't be hot men who make me mad, with a few very specific exceptions to this rule I've been trying to adhere to. My timeline should not be of hot men. My timeline should be of hot men of intellectual value who don't make me mad. And the second thing is I called them out on it. I commented on these posts asking, who is this helping and how? How is holding a Black Lives Matter song while butchering Black Lives Matter sign while butchering a patriotic song, again during a time where there's not much patriotic stuff happening? How is holding a BLM sign and badly attempting to make one of these songs your own? How is that helping the black community? What's the point besides making a crisis all about you? Why do gays manage to always find a way to make a crisis about ourselves? Almost everyone I called out this weekend blocked me, which annoys me, folks refusing to want to learn, dismissing my comments as celebrating what America can and should be. Fucking morons. As someone messaged me on Instagram, you can take a boy out of the Midwest, but you can't take the Midwest out of a boy. A terrible performance does not solve oppression. And what does it say about gay men? The gay men who commented, "Yes, Queen," on all of these handsome boys' terrible posts What? And what does it say about gay men? The gay men who commented, yes, queen, on all of these handsome boys' terrible posts that so many are able to appreciate in these tasteless posts is a handsome, clean-cut, all-American aesthetic. It is so tacky to me to try and get yourself noticed and, by extension, laid in the comments on a laughably bad, performatively woke Instagram post. And on the other end of the spectrum, the boys, the twinks, the GHB queens who took it upon themselves to say, fuck coronavirus, fuck masks, fuck social distancing. Literally, they said this on their Instagram posts. There are screenshots and there are public posts that have, for some fucking reason, not been taken down. They said fuck you to those in their lives who've been working to stay healthy, who have been working to keep their extended networks healthy. They said fuck you to everyone they know so that they could slam meth and get railed by strangers at a massive party this weekend on Fire Island. It infuriates me that these men not only said fuck you to all of the rules, but said fuck you to the rules and so gleefully posted about it. Said fuck you to the rules, gleefully posted about it, and got pissy when called out on it. Said fuck you to the rules and fucked up my vacation, which was a selfish thing on my end. I mean, honestly, I've been working to stay healthy for a while for this trip. I'm not going out there to be a big fucking slut or whatever, and I realize I'm trapping myself while I was writing this today, trapping myself here, because moments ago on the previous page of this document, I asked, why do gays always manage to find a way to make a crisis about ourselves? And here I am making a crisis about ourselves, about myself, but I'm thinking about it, I think I'm making it about myself in a different way, different than the circuit queens who really made it about themselves this week and think they've solved the virus, and instead they're going to make themselves super spreaders and make all of the gay community look bad. These are the same queens who are crowding 9th Avenue with their to-go drinks. The same queens who said, I've had enough, posted a black square, slapped their hands together and said, that's enough activism for me, and packed their bags to go to a fucking circuit party on fucking Fire Island in the middle of a fucking pandemic. To me, there's a difference between going out to Fire Island during a pandemic and going out to Fire Island during a pandemic to party and collect fucking loads. Going out to Fire Island during a pandemic to party and collect loads while still showing symptoms of the illness we don't know enough about yet, and while calling us nasty trolls and wishing the virus killing Americans on all of us, while sitting on the shores of a queer burial ground watered by the blood of our queer forefathers taken by a virus America refused to fucking see. I am absolutely ashamed. I am absolutely shaming these queens because they fucking deserve it. They fucked up, and they fucked up big time because they decided the pandemic was over for them, and they decided it was time to go back to the way things were supposed to be, and they highlighted, whether they knew it or not, how badly things need to change going forward, how badly things need to change so that we can all fucking survive. I want a Kiki, but my body says not yet. So when I get there tomorrow, I'm going to try and release the tension that I'm feeling in my body about all of this and relax into nature and the seashore and the sunset and see some friends and see some drag and read my fucking books and get a tan for the first time in years and write my fucking play so that when I come back armed with a new play at making the world a better place, aimed at changing the world so that all of us, even the queens I'm calling out tonight, can survive into a better tomorrow. Thanks, guys.